Meet Matt Poore, a recruit from Squad 43 at the Victoria Police Academy. Over the next 33 weeks, Matt will be tested mentally and physically to determine whether he graduates as a fully fledged Victoria Police member, and our cameras will be there.
So obviously law is a very critical part of their learning, understanding the law, what they need to know in terms of how they execute their powers under the law. There's also obvious things in terms of operational safety, in terms of critical incident management, in terms of their learning in terms of those practical policing things.
Most boys growing up dream of being a police officer. Matt had bigger ideals.
Like paleontologist, I wanted to be a doctor, all that sort of stuff. And then as the years have progressed, I've sort of gone the other way and I wanted to join the army, so I went and did reserves for 4 years. I wanted to be a fireman, so I went most of the way to become an MFB, and then I pulled out to do some other things. And now I want to be a police officer, so.
The other skill sets that they're really exposed to, which is absolutely fundamental to policing, is around communication skills. Communication skills in terms of professional conversations, in terms of members of the community, but also in terms of how to manage issues or critical incidents and communicate exceptionally well in those circumstances, so they're clear and understood, and in terms of de-escalating risk. The other things they're really exposed to are a whole range of other things like ethics, dealing with vulnerable people, dealing with people with mental illness, dealing with youth, dealing with diversity. So there's a whole range of other skill sets that they're exposed to provide them with some foundation in terms of how they will actually deliver their skills into the community.
Matty's first mistake came on day one.
So rolling in there in the dark, middle of winter, trying to find a car park, everything's bloody full. So I don't know who's going to be watching this, but I may have on that first day parked in the staff car park. That was my bad, because I couldn't find another park and I didn't want to be late.
Fortunately, Matt arrived on time for his uniform fitting.
That day that we got our uniforms fitted, we'd been in just our suits in the academy for about 3 or 4 days by that time, and we stood out like a really, really sore thumb. Everyone else was kicking around in uniforms. They had their little badges on saying what squad they were in, all that. We were around there in ties. People were looking at us like, oh, you're the newbies. So it sets you apart, and I think that's good at the start. When we went in and we put on, the shirts, the pants, the boots, and we're trying it all on and looking in the mirror, that's the key thing, I think, that we were trying to size ourselves. Throwing a shirt on, looking in the mirror, just to see whether it fits, but at the same time you think, geez, I've got that badge on there, that represents something. All of a sudden you start to feel like you're part of something bigger than the individual. You're part of something that has a rich tradition of 160 odd years. And it is a very humbling thing to think that what I do is a reflection not just on myself, but on the pride of an organisation. And to be able to do that, to be able to put that uniform on at that initial moment was a really great feeling.
Next time on The Recruit, Matt's family and friends get the royal tour.